Can a person who's been dead for 4 whole days truly come back to life? It sounds impossible, unbelievable. But what if I told you it really happened? A man named Lazarus, buried, mourned, and wrapped in grave clothes, was suddenly called out of the tomb by the voice of Jesus himself. In that moment, sorrow turned to shouting. Grief turned to glory. What happened in Bethany was not just a miracle, it was a divine message of hope. For all who believe, stay with us, because what you're about to hear could change how you see life, death, and faith forever. Welcome to Jesus' Way of Salvation. Today, we dive into one of the most breathtaking miracles ever recorded in the Bible, when Jesus called Lazarus back to life. From the grave, Lazarus, along with his sisters Martha and Mary, lived in a small village called Bethany. They weren't just followers of Jesus, they were his close friends. So when Lazarus fell seriously ill, the sisters sent word to Jesus, hoping he would come in time. But days passed, and before Jesus arrived, Lazarus died. Grief filled the house, mourning filled the air, and then Jesus showed up. What followed wasn't just a miracle of resurrection. It was a revelation of who Jesus truly is, the one who holds power, even over death. Let's journey back to that sacred moment and witness the glory unfold. The story begins in Bethany, a quiet village near Jerusalem. Lazarus was sick. His sisters Martha and Mary were worried. They sent a message to Jesus. "Lord, the one you love is sick." God. Jesus didn't rush. He stayed where he was. 2 more days to those around him. This delay was confusing. But Jesus said, "This sickness will not end in death, but it is for God's glory, so that the Son of God may be glorified through it." After 2 days, Jesus finally told his disciples, "Let us go to Lazarus." But by the time they arrived, it was too late. Lazarus had already been in the tomb for 4 days. As Jesus approached the village, Martha ran out to meet him. Her eyes were swollen from weeping. Her voice trembled as she said, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." Yet even in her sorrow, she believed. "But even now," she said, "I know God will give you whatever you ask." Jesus looked at her with compassion. Then he said, "Your brother will rise again." Martha replied, "I know he will rise in the resurrection at the last day." But Jesus declared something far greater. "I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me will live, even though he dies." Do you believe this? "Yes." "Lord," she answered, "I believe you are the Messiah, Son of God." Then Martha called for her sister Mary. Mary came quickly, and when she saw Jesus, she fell at his feet sobbing, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." Surrounded by grieving friends and moved by their pain, Jesus wept. The Son of God crying with those who mourned, he asked, "Where have you laid him?" They led him to the tomb, a cave sealed with a heavy stone. Jesus said, "Take away the stone." Martha hesitated. "Lord, by now he smells. Been for days." But Jesus reminded her, "Did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God?" The stone was rolled away. Jesus lifted his eyes and prayed aloud. Then he cried out in a loud voice, "Lazarus, come out!" Then, movement. From the shadows of the tomb, Lazarus stepped forward alive. Wrapped in grave clothes, breathing once more, Jesus said, "Unbind him and let him go." And just like that, death lost. The raising of Lazarus is more than a miracle. It's a message, a revelation, a powerful reminder that Jesus holds authority, even over death. When he said, "I am the resurrection and the life," he wasn't just talking about Lazarus. He was revealing his identity as the Son of God, the one who brings dead hearts back to life. Lazarus wasn't just healed, he was restored from the grave itself. And that's exactly what Jesus wants to do for every soul. You see, in the Bible, death often represents more than the end of life. It represents separation. darkness, sin. But Jesus came to break that curse, to show us that no matter how far gone we may feel, no matter how cold, lifeless, or hopeless our situation may seem, his voice can still reach us. And when he calls, even the grave must obey. Jesus delayed coming to Lazarus not because he didn't care, but because he had something greater in mind, a miracle so powerful that many would believe. Sometimes he delays in our lives too, but that doesn't mean he's absent. It means the glory is still coming. Just like Martha and Mary, we may not understand the timing, but we can trust the heart of the one who brings life from death. The story of Lazarus is not just about the past, it's a picture of what Jesus wants to do in your life right now. Maybe you feel trapped in a tomb of regret, disappointment, or despair. Maybe something inside you feels lifeless, like hope has died, but Jesus is still calling. And his voice still brings the dead to life. He doesn't just fix broken things, he resurrects them. Whatever feels too far gone, it's not too far from his reach. Will you trust him, even if it seems too late? Will you believe that if you put your faith in him, you too will see the glory of God? Friend, Jesus is still calling. It's just like he called Lazarus, he's calling you out of the darkness and into his light. Will you respond? If today's message touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Leave a comment. Like the video, subscribe to our channel, Jesus Way of Salvation. And most of all, share this message of hope with someone who needs to hear it, because life begins when Jesus calls.